Saya Nyonya,
saya Baba,
kawan lama. Terjatuh cinta,
nasib kita mana sangka. Baba tinggal di atas sana.
Good morning, Babas and Nyonya.
There is no
place like this.
There's no.
place like this.
This is the place.
This is the place I call home.
Our home. This is where 1212 and 112 are not just dancing steps. Where our back streets live on as galleries and museums. This is where we live amongst trees. Carve them out of metal and make them electric. Where impossibilities lead us to endless possibilities. This is where old school, new school, and what no school can teach come together. Here, every day is a new canvas. The old school cool. This is where rhymes, chimes, and the daily grind meet.
There's no place.
This is where who you were will not be who you will become. This is where all that you're passionate about, all that drives you, is made possible. This is where passion is made possible.
This is your stage!
You could take a little trip around Singapore town in a Singapore city bus to see Colin, Chee and Raffles Place, the Esplanade and all of us. Because in Singapore, our hearts are big and wide. You find Singapore, you'll find happiness for everyone. Let's go down to the riverside. It's an unforgettable sight to see the sunrise and the faraway isle turning darkness into light. Because in Singapore, our hearts are big and wide. You find Singapore, you'll find happiness for everyone. The buildings are climbing all the way to the sky. So many people are striving. Oh, people like you and I. Let's go down to the riverside. It's an unforgettable sight to see the sunrise dance for everyone.
we? We are in the Singapore Chinese Cultural Centre, which in Malay means, the translation is Pusat Budaya Cina Singapura. So the orang Cina bukan Cina is in a Cina Association's auditorium. So we have come one round.
Is everybody still well equipped with the tool? During this pandemic, I must say that, it really taught us a lot of technology. We
Yes.
do our safe entry, we start checking in, checking out with the QR code, we start learning all the different technology. I think most of us here somehow have touched Zoom somewhere. First time could have different camera up, and things like that, but seems better.
Yes. We have to move with the times. And, when I see, your responses, it seems a lot of people like buah keluak. Although buah keluak is difficult to cook, but it seems to be a very favorite dish from the votes that are coming in. What I found out that the buah keluak that is being cooked in Penang is rather different. They cook the buah keluak with fish. I have never seen buah keluak cooked with fish in Singapore. Most of the time when buah keluak is being cooked, we use ayam, chicken, and pork bones. But in Penang, I was told that they use fish for buah keluak. They call it some sort of gulai. So you see, there are different nuances and differences among the various Peranakan communities in the region. And that makes the flavor of a Peranakan even better.
Okay, so we will be going backstage because the president will be arriving soon later. And just relax, sit back, and we'll be back. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
There seem so many things that lie before us. There's just so many things we want to do. But let's just stop and pause for just a moment, 'cause we should do something special, me and you. It's time for sayang sayang. It's time for sayang sayang. Caring for one another, family and friends. It's time for sayang sayang. It's time for sayang sayang. As we go walking together, hand in hand.
The time that we all love is here to treasure. A very special time of the year. These days we're sure to find. These days are yours and mine. We'll share them with the ones we hold so dear. Holding you so near. It's time for sayang sayang. It's time for sayang.
There is no
Place like this.
There's no.
place like this.
This is the place.
This is the place I call home.
Our home.
This is where 1212 and 112 are not just dancing steps. Where our back streets live on as galleries and museums. This is where we live amongst trees. Carve them out of metal and make them electric. Where impossibilities lead us to endless possibilities. This is where old school, new school, and what no school can teach come together. Here, every day is a new canvas. The old school cool. This is where rhymes, chimes, and the daily grind meet.
There's no place.
Halimah Yacob, President of the Republic of Singapore.
Baba dan Nyonya sila berdiri ucapkan selamat datang kepada Presiden Republik Singapura, Puan Halimah Yacob. Marilah kita tepuk tangan kuat-kuat.
Kalian semua nyonya-nyonya di semua terusan tiga, nampak cantik di badan tuan muda. Bila nyonya pakai baju panjang.
Welcome to the 33rd Baba Nyonya International Convention, which is taking place in Singapore today, 20th November 2021.
Selamat datang satu dan semua di Singapura, seluruh tanah air dan luar negeri. Every year, the Peranakan associations of the region take turns to organize the Baba Nyonya International Convention to promote our unique Peranakan culture. Last year was supposed to be Singapore's turn, but terbantuk pasal ada COVID-19. Nevertheless, we are here today.
On a positive note, the pandemic has given Singapore an opportunity to host this first ever hybrid, physical and virtual convention. Hopefully, this is the way for the future convention to be able to reach out to a global audience who may not always be able to join us every year physically.
In spite of the constantly changing challenges laid by the pandemic, the Peranakan Association of Singapore has lined up an exciting and thought-provoking event today. We are grateful to have supportive partners like the Peranakan Museum, the Gunung Sayang Association, the Chee Melaka Singapura Association, not forgetting the Singapore Tourism Board, National Heritage Board, and for the venue, Singapore Chinese Cultural Centre. Now let us invite the President of our Peranakan Association of Singapore, Baba Colin Chee, to give you the opening address. Baba Colin Chee.
This is a nice spread of people. Thank you for coming so early this morning. Babas and Nyonyas, apa khabar? A warm welcome to the 33rd Baba Nyonya International Convention. Thank you, President Halimah Yacob, for honoring us with your presence today to inaugurate our convention. Also wish to thank Nyonya Chang Winnie, CEO of NHB, Baba Lo Zui, CEO of Singapore Chinese Cultural Centre, Alvin Teo, President of Gunung Sayang Association, and Pono Kalastri, President of Peranakan Indian Chetty Malacca Association Singapore. And a big shout out to Singapore Tourism Board and the 12 other fellow presidents of our sister associations in Malaysia, in Indonesia, Thailand, and Australia, who are all part of our virtual audience. Special thanks to Nyonya Jackie Sam for the gift to the President, Baba Channing Tai for his opening pantun, for the organizing committee of TIPAS, and also the backstage crew, the production crew, and last but not least, my wife, Linda. She is very precious, and she is the rock behind me. This morning's convention was to be part of our association's 120th anniversary celebration last year. That was not to be because of the pandemic. But we stand here this morning because our partners and supporters, our theatre and symposium teams, believe so deeply in our cause, they stood by us. When we asked them if they would still be with us if we postponed the event to 1 year later, they said without hesitation, "We are with you." I really need to thank you all for that. They share our desire to keep the Peranakan culture alive. Today, I tell you, it was this encouragement and commitment that we lean on whenever we struggle with uncertainties and when we were anxious what surprises the next week would bring us. It has been worth it. Because of COVID-19, we are compelled to offer a hybrid physical come virtual experience to you. But because of this virtual connection, we have been able to reach out to a much larger global audience to share our culture with. For this convention, we have, as of last night at 9 p.m., 630 participants registered, 136 here and the rest out there in the world. From Southeast Asia, from Australia, Myanmar, China, Hong Kong, Japan, Chile, USA, UK, Germany, and the Netherlands. So actually, in some sense, the Peranakan diaspora is all over. Our community's challenge, the most serious challenge today, is this: how do we secure the future of our Baba culture, which is at a crossroads? How do we secure our identity for our young? More importantly, how can we get them to know who they are and to be proud of their heritage? And that is a challenge not only we face in Singapore or regionally, but everywhere else, and all other communities face the same problem. This is what this convention is about. We are ethnic Chinese. I think we have to be very clear about that. Ethnically, we are Chinese, but we are also inheritors of a dynamic intercultural heritage which has steadily and constantly evolved over the past 600 years to what it is today. I say intercultural because we have integrated, and it is a fine differentiation that Alvin Tan pointed out to me in a car ride yesterday when I was talking about Peranakan culture being multicultural. He said, it is more than that. It is intercultural because we have come together with all other cultures, be it Malay, Indian, Arab, be it Eurasian, Portuguese, Dutch, English, and the root of it all for us, the Peranakan Chinese, the Chinese culture. So thanks, Alvin, for that education, the fine nuance between inter and multi. And how do we keep this culture alive? Should we preserve it as if its golden years are still with us? Or dare we reimagine and reshape the future of culture? And this is something that you're going to hear about from our keynote speaker, Kwa Chong Guan. A very insightful speech. And also from the many essays that have been written by our panelists. All these have been captured in full in our first convention magazine, digital magazine called the Swara Baba. Voice of the Baba is something that for every convention we have a magazine of that kind. I'm certain that we will find the answers today during the symposium. And having read the essays, I realized that hope burns fiercely in all these reflections. But what I want to point out to you also is our history-making play that you'll be watching shortly after this. It is not simply about two Peranakan actors guided by a Peranakan director, giving life to a play that is partly written in Baba Malay by a living master of the vernacular. The Matriarchs is based faithfully on a prize-winning play brilliantly written in 1982 by a Peranakan playwright and performed well over 100 times all over the world. You know what it is. It is about 4 cultural champions coming together for the love of the culture to make something beautiful come true. That is what is my biggest takeaway when I first approached each of them separately to ask if they would come together to do this play and to make this dream come true. And they said, absolutely, without hesitation, yes, we will. And I'm so grateful to them. To Stella Con, to Elvin, to Ivan, to GT Lai. Ivan and GT Lai are backstage, waiting to come on to show the stuff. With this, I thank you all here as well as around the world. I thank you for joining us today, and please let go of everything. Just enjoy yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Baba Colin. Now, my partner here, Eng Tai, will recite a welcome pantun for the 33rd Baba Nyonya International Convention.
Pantuns are poems, 4-line stanzas. In 4 verses, it captures the essence of the event. Pantuns are always recited in the Malay community in weddings, and in the Peranakan community on many occasions on birthdays. On today, such an important occasion, I have composed this pantun for first and foremost for our Babas and Nyonyas who have made the trouble to come here in spite of the pandemic restrictions, and also to our esteemed President for gracing this occasion. It is called Pantun Convention Baba Nyonya 33. Dengar baik-baik. Kebaya sulam, sarung batik, kopiah bulat, baju Cina. Baba tuapan, nyonya cantik, kumpul sini Convention 33. Singapura pasti selalu maju. Rakyat kita bersatu rapat. Cukup bangga semua setuju. Presiden Halimah Yacob, tetamu kehormat. For you, Madam President, the pantun, and for the Baba Nyonya community.
Thank you, Baba Eng Tai. After the welcome pantun, it is tradition to strike this beautiful gong that you see on the stage over here. Babas and Nonyas, please put our hands together to welcome Madam President onto the stage to inaugurate the convention officially.
The striking of the gong is a custom which is prevalent among the peoples of the Malay Peninsula, Indonesia, and even Indochina. It symbolizes the commencement of a solemn and festive event, and striking the gong 3 times denotes a desire for the event to be successful and for good fortune to be bestowed on all its participants.
Madam President, we will be striking the gong 3 times. On my count of 3, we will start the first strike. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ong! Ong, the meaning is first. We always want to be first.
The second strike.
Heng! Luck. We want to have luck in our life, and it's heng that Singapore can hold this convention.
The third and last strike.
Huat! Huat means Apa kita bikin mesti terjadi. And we invited the president and she is here. Semua mesti terjadi.
Thank you, Madam President. Baba Eng Tai will now present the frame pantun to the President. Next, Nyonya Jackie Sam will present a token of appreciation from the Peranakan Association of Singapore to Madam President. This extraordinary artifact combining silk thread embroidery with bead work using manat potong took 2 months actually for Nyonya Jackie to complete. So it features a phoenix in flight, fluttering butterflies and peonies. It is a special gift from the Peranakan Association of Singapore to Madam President. Thank you, Madam President. With that, our 33rd Baba Nyonya International Convention officially begins.